telling me, or the voice.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm recording now. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure I got this on here. Go ahead.
Oh, no worries. That oftentimes we hold on to our grudges, as you were saying, as a place of power, because it allows us to feel like we're in a place of moral superiority over the person that wronged us, or the situation that wronged us, and we withhold forgiveness as a way of punishing them, and as a way of and we sometimes look at forgiveness as letting people off the hook, and that if we forgive them, then that means that they're no longer responsible or accountable for what they did to us. And and it doesn't have to be that way. Just, you can choose to release yourself, is what I would say, from the situation, and allow the universe to hold them accountable.
Come on now.
And responsible. Because you can allow yourself to go on and heal after that's over. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm not really articulating myself as well as I would like to. But I feel like it's important to release it because of release the situation. Because if we continue to hold ourselves, even if we continue to withhold the forgiveness, what we're doing is keeping ourselves in the position of a victim.
And we're keeping ourselves in a space where our energy is drawing more of that.
Yeah. The attraction is still there.
That's right.
Because our energy is still in that situation.
Yep.
We are still living in the situation, and we're still living in the past. And the only way to move forward is to release all that and to move forward. That was what was coming to me while I was listening to you.
Sis. You articulated that very well. Thank you. And that's real. And it's like, okay, I thought I was letting it go, but I was still waiting for something to happen. I was still waiting for something to come and say, okay, now you've been vindicated. Now you've been done. Or I'm holding on to it because if I let it go, then I'm saying I may allow somebody else or something else very similar to that to happen again, because by me letting it go, I might forget, or I might be vulnerable again, right? So there's so many ways that you can look at it, because forgiveness is something different for everyone. But the truth of the truth is it's necessary. Like Sis Linda said, it's necessary to forgive yourself, to understand that we move and we deal in this life with the information that we have at the time. I was talking to a sister yesterday, and I was saying, because the first thing she said is she's a mature woman, and she said, I never want to get married again, never, ever, and she was very adamant about it. And so I asked her, I said, okay, that's cool. I said, well, what is it, why? And she said, because both of our marriages were terrible, and I never want to experience that again. I said, oh, okay. I said, so basically, you're cutting yourself off. You're cutting off something about in your life because you don't want to get hurt again. You don't want to process those feelings again. So instead of releasing whatever it is that you're holding around that situation so that you can clear that out and really look at who you were when you got into those relationships and what you were calling to you and what you were feeling you were lacking in your life, and how that all played together and gelled with whatever was going on in that other person's life, you can create the life that you desire and you deserve going forward. You don't have to repeat those, you don't have to wash, rinse, and repeat, right? And I said, so a lot of times we say things out of a filter of our pain of being stuck in and owning or hoarding our pain and experiences, that we're just creating them over and over again because we're trying to pull that forward to safeguard us into a new situation, which is really corroding that new situation around those old feelings, right? So she was like, I said, but if you don't want to get married, hey, that's cool. It's nobody saying you ever got to get married again in your life. But I want you to hear that you're saying that because that's what you really desire. You're happy, you're healthy, you're whole, you're in a good place by yourself, or are you hiding away behind the notion that you don't want to get hurt again? That's why you don't venture out again. That's two different things. One is limiting and the other is living in abundance, right? So setting healthy boundaries is different from cutting yourself off or cutting things off around you, right? And it's very much so a state of mind. So that was just, the more we talked about it, she said, well, you know what? I was more concentrated on the pain, the abuse, the misuse that I suffered. And I just didn't want to have to do that again. And so in my mind, any relationship that I get into, I'm vulnerable to that. That could happen to me again. And I said, I get it. I get it. But is it true that you're moving in fear? Or
It also sounds like perhaps she's moving in humiliation, that she feels humiliated about what happened to her. Sometimes that
yeah,
type of pain closes you down.
it does.
To
It
think
does.
that someone could hurt you in that way and have no regards for you or your feelings. I can imagine what that feels like.
It's moving through forgiveness, like I can tell you, it's not an easy task. That's why I say we have to do it courageously. We have to do it with a mind that I know what it means to release these things out of my life. And so I need to walk through this as if I am fighting for my life. I'm fighting for a whole new way, or I'm fighting for abundance. I'm fighting for my joy, my happiness, my peace. And sometimes getting out of that space of fear, of humiliation, like you said, of feeling duped all the time, of feeling that victimhood is very difficult to break that spirit or that energy over you, right? And so I just encourage us all, what can we do in that time? What can we do and how? What are some of the tools that we can use, and some of the, what do we have access to help us move in these transitions in ease? I know, of course, we always have meditation and prayer. We always have that communication with our Creator and those on the other side of the veil. We always have that ability to go inside and sit with our spirit man and encourage ourselves. But there's also other things we can do. We can ground ourselves in nature. We can meditate. We can use the gifts around us, sisterhoods, glean from others information, use what we can and spit out what we can't. We can take spiritual baths. We can create experiences around building the new life that we want. We can journal. We can do shadow work. We can do all of these things that we call the work that would have us focusing on building ourselves and releasing those things that don't serve us. And over time, some people get it easy and some people it takes time. But either way, it's perfect timing for you. Ashe? But the thing is to move in that space of courageously doing something different, making the adjustment, having the courage to say, I trust the process and I'm going to focus on making the adjustment. Even if it's in tiny increments, hey, that's a victory. But by the time I finished talking to this beautiful woman, she says, you know, it is true. I do desire this and I do desire that, but it is the fear. And she said, but I don't want to live in fear. And I said, only you have the key. And being truthful with yourself is a wonderful thing. Isolating yourself is really only, if anything, surrendering to the fact that you really don't believe that you can have a different way of life, that it could, there's really somebody out there who can gel with me and coexist with me in a harmonious way, right? And so that's where we just pray for, increase my faith, pray for me. A lot of times we spend a lot of times praying for somebody else. I need to pray for me. You know, what's that song? It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. You know, I need to speak love and light into me. I need to continue to affirm my right to be happy, to be whole, to heal. And I know it's so contrary to what we've been taught. You know, it sounds selfish when it hits some unevolved ears that no, you're supposed to be serving this and so you cannot pour from an empty cup. I cannot say I love you if I've never experienced love. I can give you an idea or a fantasy of what I feel love could be in my mind. But if I've never experienced love for myself and valued myself, how can I give that to you? That's the same way when we have our children. We say, be strong, be loving, be kind. But yet they witness us insecure, fearful, you know, and all these things. But we're saying, no, I'm going to pour into you what I don't have. I don't have it to give you.
Don't know how to give.
Is there any comments on that?
I have a comment.
All right, come on in, Latoya.
This is a message for me this morning. Because as you all know or may not know, I'm dealing with a situation with the father of my son. And, you know, I'm comfortable with the situation now to where I can talk about it and say, like, we found out that he was having an affair with my aunt. And that's caused some issues, you know, of course, in the family. And I've been trying to, you know, heal from that. And what I'm getting from it, like I said, this is a message for me this morning because I try to stay high vibrational. I try to keep my mind focused on what I need to do. And I've been trying to do the work for forgiveness, but I am in a place where I need assistance in learning how to forgive in the midst of. Like, I am ready to forgive and move on because I know my husband is waiting on me to get myself together. I know, you know, I got this kid over here that I need to be the best for. I need to let this go because I can't get what I need to get out of life if I'm holding on to this. So I don't know if I'm pushing myself too much because I'm doing everything. I mean, I've done it all. I've been trying to cut this cord by any means necessary and it has not worked. So like I'm doing everything that I possibly could be doing on my end with and I'm facing obstacles in my face. So as much as I'm out there trying to do better and heal myself, it's like he's doing the complete opposite. Like it's a lot of drama coming towards me. And I don't know if it's something I'm doing wrong or what, but I'm like, could you just chill and let me forgive you so I can move on with my life? Would you relax and just pause for a second and let me work through what you've already done instead of piling more and more on it? You know, that's where I'm at. Like, I'm ready. Like, please just chill for a second so I can just get to the next level with it and move on with my life. So that's you know, I hear what everyone's saying and I'm definitely there, but I'm like, how do you do that in the midst of with someone that, you know, when you're dealing with situations constantly in your face, you want to forgive that, like you want to get past it, but they just won't they won't give you a chance. So if anyone has any advice for that, I'm here for it.
I'm going to say this while it's on my mind, but I'm going to leave it open to the group to answer that question. Says sometimes there's a time to cry and sometimes there's a time to wail and there's a time to lay out and just be in that space, and it's so uncomfortable. And it seems like when it rains, it pours. And I wish I had the words to tell you how to soothe yourself through that healing. When you heal in a big gash, man, it might be crusted over on the outside, but it's still healing to do on the inside, right? It's still fresh and tender. And so it takes time. It takes time. And again, there's a time to just lay out before the Lord, to just lay out and just cry. It's so uncomfortable, but I know that your tears are being counted. I know that you're not you're not alone. And my God, I remember a time when there was just no relief. It felt like it was no relief in sight. And so I just want to give you that encouragement that there is a time to cry, and there's a time to wail, and there is a time to feel it all. But the sun does come out tomorrow. This shit don't last always. It really don't.
Can I?
Come on in. Anybody have anything to say on that?
Yeah, I'm sorry for all the drama that your partner's putting you through. And I don't mean to be dismissive of anybody's process, because forgiveness is a process.
Come on now.
And something sometimes that you have to do every day, over and over and over and over again, unfortunately, because life does keep coming at you sometimes. And sometimes you wake up and you think, oh, I'm through that. I'm good. And then somebody does something that triggers you and you're just like, oh, I'm back where I started. But you're not really back where you started. It might feel like you're back where you started, but you are making incremental process, incremental steps towards that one day when something happens and you just go, you know what? I'm not even mad at you today because I don't even care no more. Because you just can't hurt me no more. There's, you could do all that and it'll be like you're wrapped in bubble wrap, and you'll see it and it'll happen, and then but you won't feel anything anymore. You won't be triggered by anything anymore. And when that happens, it seems to me like sometimes there's a dial that it gets dialed down a little bit more each time. But I don't. When I say that you have that letting go is that you have to let it go in order to move forward. I don't mean that it's a one-time process. Sometimes it's a day-to-day, hour by hour, minute by minute, second by second shit.
Right.
Because you're just in your feelings. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just to recognize that that it is a process, and that one day there's an end to it. There's it's finite process, and there will no longer be, because the drama might not ever stop, but your reaction to it, your feelings about it won't be as strong anymore.
That's beautiful. Ashe, give thanks. Give thanks. And let's be careful when we're using the word forgiveness in a place where it's really not ready yet. Like you in the midst of this thing, forgiving is when you have come to that place where you've totally exhausted all possibilities of anything, of any expectation in that thing. You're still in the throes of it. So I'm gonna be real. Forgiveness is probably not the word. It's probably just survival right now, surviving it and leaning on and calling on a spiritual support, calling on your creator, calling on wherever you can, because you being torn back and forth. You can't ask the lion, you can't forgive the lion when he's got his teeth in your gut, it's a process. And so I hear what you're saying. And it's like Sister Lenore said, it's a day-to-day, second to second, moment to moment. You're in survival mode, baby. Now is the time when you're fighting. You may not be fighting physically, but you're fighting for resolve. Anyone else?
I wanted to.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Queen. Go ahead, sweetheart. You can go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say real quick, Latoya, thanks sis, first of all, for sharing and open up and being so vulnerable. As I was listening to you talk, I was just wanted to kind of echo what Adashina was saying about like there's a time to cry and a time to let it out. And I'm assuming that you have, but I totally agree with the fact that being in the midst of it, it's okay to do that. I feel like having the ebbs and flows of and what Lenore said too, minute by minute, second by second, because that's deep. That's a cut that's like that's deep. Um and it's okay to let that out. And then second, we can never control what anybody else does. So like it may get to a point where he never calms down, where he never does anything that you are expecting or never does anything that would give you any type of breather. So it's really the main focus is really on you doing what you need to do in that moment. In that moment, if you need to cry and be like, F him, F her, do it. If in that moment you're like, all right, I'm going to take a step forward. If in that moment you take 2 steps back, like, I feel like it's so, like, there's no, I mean, there are
Right
books
or
about
wrong
it.
way to get through
Yeah,
it.
there's no right or wrong way to get through it.
And
And
there's no blueprint.
no blueprint. And you can't control nothing that goes on outside of you. Can't control
That's
her,
right.
you can't control him. So I guess in my mind, I sometimes have to think like, okay, if this person never comes back to me and says, I'm sorry, if this person never changes, if this never, I can't control that. So I just wanted to share that and thank you for being so vulnerable to express that with us as well.
Oh, Shay.
And I'm sending love and hugs because, baby, that's a tough spot.
Mhm.
And one thing that we as women in my past, well, I was with an abuser, we take a lot of guilt and stuff on from people who do things that really don't have nothing to do with us. You know what I'm saying? That's their character. That's their modus of operandi. That's their situation. And oftentimes we absorb all of that. So what you're really doing, sis, is you're going through a process of mourning. It's like losing a loved one or having someone die on you. Those emotions, those feelings that you have to go through. There is no blueprint. There's no cookie cutter way. So whatever you feel that you have to do, what I commend you on is you're in motion, right? A lot of people get stuck in their thinking over situations, but you're still moving. So just keep moving, sis, even if it's painful. You know what I'm saying? It hurts to love and not have that love reciprocated, or it hurts to love and then have someone throw your love in your face. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Everything
Yeah.
that you have poured out of yourself to give of someone, to someone, and they just take that and, basically say you're boo-boo. You know what I'm saying? Your feelings are boo-boo. You know what I'm saying? And this situation is boo-boo, when in actuality, that person is boo-boo. So when you realize who you are and the power that you wield,
I sure.
being the queen that you are, then you'll find your movement and your footing becoming just a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna happen overnight.
Right.
As Lenore said, it's a process, right? And sometimes that process takes years, right? And sometimes it doesn't have to, because we're in control of how we move in the earth. It's just now you have to learn how to move strategically in a way that those bullets are going to come, but they're not going to penetrate you, because who are you?
Mhm.
You know, you got that heart, you got that soul, you're the one who gives, you're the one who, you know what I mean? And you'll be rewarded for, you'll look back one day and be like, dang, I did the damn thing. Right?
That's
Because
right.
all of that stuff they threw at you, all it's trying to do is break you, sis. It ain't broke you
Mhm.
yet. It's not gonna break you. I'm just saying.
That's
Right.
Just
Right.
trust
That's
and
right.
believe this
That's
is
right.
just a temporary situation and you will overcome it. You are an overcomer already. You're
Yes.
just in that process of, so just keep moving. If you got to do music, I'm big on music therapy, right? So in my coaching, I tell people, find you something that motivates you, that inspires your spirit, and go crazy with it. I'll be yelling and screaming and dancing and hollering and whatever
Mhm.
it takes to get that energy up. Why? Because it's just trying to destroy the beauty in you, right?
Mhm.
What does the enemy come? To steal, kill, and destroy. What? Your
Amen.
joy, your peace, your love, right? If I can block your love walk and keep you from loving the way that you love in purity, you know what I'm saying? Then I got you,
Mhm.
right? So we just have to realize, why did this come in the first place? It came to steal, kill, and destroy, but you have power to overcome. You have power to walk through. You have that power. It's just tapping into it. And what you're doing, getting up on the calls, you know, being vulnerable, right? Hearing the voices of those that have gone before you. You know, we know what it's like. Forgiveness is not an easy thing, but once we master it, it's so beautiful because then we, you know, ain't nothing you can do to me, right?
That's right.
What you do, you think you doing it to me, but it's ultimately they're doing it. He's doing what he's doing to himself
That's right.
and your children. You know, if you have kids, right? He ain't. It feels like it's you, but it ain't you. It's him or them, right? And they got to deal with that. So free yourself, boo. That's all you got to do. No, bro, you can't take my smile today. No, you're not going to take my joy today. I'm not going to give you that kind of power. And that's a process to learn it. And you're on your journey and you are a survivor. Just know that.
Ah, Shay. Come on now. It's power in this space this morning. Tap in and receive it.
This
I
is
thank
Sister
all you
Linda.
ladies for the messages. Thank you so much because it was needed this morning.
Ah,
This
Shay.
is Sister Linda. I would like to what you're trying to filter out. You must first understand or ask yourself a question. What are you most upset about? Or in whom are you most upset at? Those two questions. And then when you filter that out, you can begin to release that pain. Because you're dealing with deception. You've been deceived by two people you truly love.
Mhm.
So therefore, you have to, what are you, who and what? You're mad at him, you're mad at her. You have to refilter that anger and turn that into joy. Once you restore yourself and you look good and you feel good, they'll feel really like boo-boo. Because God let you go through it. You're victorious, you're lovely. You know, you are enough. And God will bless you abundantly. Just believe.
Ah, Shay. Give thanks.
Just
Give
believe.
thanks.
Release yourself from that pain. They look like
Mhm.
two blocks. They don't even exist. They're invisible.
What song I told you guys in the beginning of this call, the songs I've been listening to, just that song that just gets you up and moving. You're right, Melissa, just getting up, just I've been don't judge me, y'all. Listening to Big Frida, release your mind, release your anger, release your job, release it. Just release it and just, hey, shake it out. Whatever you got to do. Some days, like she said, the therapy is dancing and moving and using the attributes of uh, the archetype best and moving that energy through your body and out. Other times it's using your voice to hootie, to use that power to push and expel and to speak those things out. Other times it's just going into that place of calm, that place of surrounding yourself with nurturing things. And that's using that essence of Yemaya that mothering, that allowing your tears to be collected, allowing yourself to lay upon the breast of the Most High and seek comfort. Other times it's that warring spirit of Shango, where you ready to go. You got to get up and you got to fight. You got to pull that sword off your back. Whoever, whatever attribute of the Most High that you need to tap into yourself, you're in the right place at the right time. Ashe?
Ashe.
Okay.
Ashe.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to just take a deep breath right here because it's a lot we just took in, just breathing in through our noses and releasing it through our mouths. We've been talking a lot on the last 2 calls about harmonic or harmonizing and balancing in our easy breaths. But today, the information that's been laid at the foot of the fire is strong. And so we're going to use some strong breath this morning to move energy, to bring a physical, emotional, tangible change, Ashe, to call that in and to usher a different, a repositioning. And so what we're going to do this morning is called power breathing. And so if you're in a position to sit up as straight as you can, align your back as straight as you can. If you're in a place where you can put your feet on the ground or just sit with your legs crossed easy, I want you to take your hands and raise them up over your head. And when you breathe in, I want you to pull down like you're pumping. So when you breathe, you inhale, you pull down. When you exhale, you raise up. And it's like your arms are pumping on the side of you. So you're pulling that air in. And what we're doing is we're using that prana, we're using that fresh energy to push and move and dislodge and open. We're using the air in a forceful way to move things physically, practically, tangibly in our space, in our bodies. And so we're just going to break up some of that. So when we talk about having a courageous stance in forgiveness or in release or in survival, or however we want to phrase it that fits what we need today and makes sense to us, we're going to call in the power of the air, of prana, of spirit to come in and just kind of push it out. So we're going to breathe, and I'm going to count us out for 10. We're going to hold, and we're going to breathe again, and I'm going to count us out for 20, and we're going to hold, and we're going to breathe, and we're going to count us out for 30. All right? So let's take a deep breath in. Release. Deep breath in. Release. Last time, deep breath in. Release, and let's get to pumping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 10. Just hold. We're going to do it again. Let's begin. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Just breathe. Just let that energy move through. Feel the stirring up inside of you. Your heart is pumping. That energy is swirling. Imagine things, platelets coming unclogged, things just popping off the wall, getting rid of it. As you pull in that fresh air and push it out, that excess old, that thing that needs to be moved and shaken up. One more time, we're going to do it and we're going to count on 30. Let's begin. Last 10. 9, 10. Let that settle with you. Just let that energy flow. Hands open, palms up. Feel the energy in my hands and in my feet. The oxygen moving through my body, touching every cell, awakening my power, affirming my connection to the Most High. I am God and God is me, and I am one with the Most High.
In God, God, we are one. We in God, God, we are one. We in God, God, we are one.
Giving thanks to movement, bringing our palms together into heart center. Feeling the breath. Breathing easy. Now bringing balance back into our temple. Allowing that new energy to settle. Intentionally sending it to spaces and places inside of us that need support. Remembering to breathe. Taking our arms and wrapping them around us. Holding ourselves. Giving thanks for the transference of energy, for the love of our Creator. We're speaking healing and light, calling joy into our space, mastering this assignment. And if you're ready, slowly opening your eyes, releasing yourself, and coming back to the space. Right, ladies, that was a new technique this morning. Does anyone have anything they want to add into the space? Anything they want to comment on? Please feel free. We give thanks this morning for the healing power, the healing grace of the Almighty, of the source, the energy, the light, the love, of the power that surges through us, reminding us of who we are and whose we are, of supporting us when we are in the depths of the Olakun, the bottom of the ocean, laying, looking up, feeling lost, feeling discombobulated, disjointed. We give thanks for the light, for the guidance, for the call, the beckoning back to ourselves. That place of realignment, that Kundalini energy that aligns us from the soles of our feet to the crown of our heads, as we allow that energy to move through us, clearing every chakra of debris, of fear, of instability, of discontentment, of illusion, of identities that no longer serve us, of attachments to our pain, hoarding our experiences, doing that clean out, that purge, that constant release, of allowing ourselves to feel, allowing ourselves to process, to mourn, Ashe. Knowing that this doesn't last always. Oh, I give thanks for the sisterhood, everyone represented here today, and those who have joined the space in spirit, those who have joined the space with their intentions and their love. Oh, I give thanks for the ability to speak into myself, to love myself, to value myself, and then to offer that to others in service, in love, in light. Continue to grow us as we confront this thing called life in courage and in gratitude, and the knowing that Spirit's got our back. I give thanks to the ancestors and the ancient souls and those who joined us here this morning and lend their energy and their love and their light to surround Sister Latoya with encouragement, to rouse up in all of us words of love and light to pour into her. And as we're pouring it into her, to also benefit from it in our own souls. We give thanks. We give thanks for the breath, for movement, for release, for creating new cells and making adjustments. Ooh, we give thanks. We give thanks. Ashe. As we release this sacred space, Ashe and Ashe.
Ashe.
All right, ladies. Yee! I feel it. I feel it. So I'm gonna I'm gonna play this song. Look. I'm gonna play this song, y'all, because it's time to get it moving. And it's
Oh, did Big Frida?
yep.
What is that?
Release your anger, release your mind, release your job.
All right, y'all. We're gonna leave it on that note, right?
That's a good one there.
Yes.
Mm.
Mm, mm, mm.
Release the stress.
Yes. Release the anger. Release the stress.
That's it.
Man, I'll be walking through here trying
And
to
we be
release
walking
these.
around all day. Yeah, release that.
All right, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for meeting us in this sacred space. Thank you for all your love and light. And let's hit this thing courageously, y'all. And when you feel like you can't do it, remember you got sisters you can call on. You got folks in this world, and you got folks in the next realm, and you got your spirit on the inside. So remember who you are. You was gonna say
Ashe.
something, Melissa? Come on in, Melissa.
Ashe.
Oh no, I was just thinking it's a beautiful time. You know, it's a beautiful time to be into us. It's
Mhm.
a beautiful time to be into you, Latoya. Sometimes we pour and we pour and we pour, and it's time for you to pour into you, baby. That's all you got.
Mhm.
Yes, thank
People
you.
look at you strange. They might say you selfish. They might say a whole bunch of things. But when
Mhm.
you give continually to other people, sometimes you have to give to yourself and know that you're beautiful and no one can take that from you. I don't care what they
Okay.
try to do, how they try to assassinate who you are. Rise
Mhm.
up and stand up, glow, be the light that you have been created to be. And that'll shut that stuff down, right? Right
Mhm.
now, they want you to be dark. They want you to be in a dark place. They want you to be sad. And when I say there's a spiritual attack on your life, right?
Mhm.
And that spirit is to destroy your spirit. And so use your spirit to combat what's happening to you. That's how we war. You know what I'm saying? We don't war against people arguing with him and them. It don't even work, boo, because they ain't even listening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Know your power and stand in your power. Know that no weapon that is formed against you is going to prosper against you unless you let it.
Come on.
Right? So we all have had our times we all hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff that happens every day, right? But how we choose to dissect what's happening, it's not about you, right? It's about trying to assassinate your character, right?
Mhm.
And unless we give into that, it doesn't work. So when they see
Ashe.
you smiling, they see you dancing, when they see that makeup on and they see them clothes, you decked out, you know, I don't care. You can be crying on the inside, baby. I'm gonna be cute. I'm gonna be cute. I'm gonna be
I'm
sexy.
gonna be cruel.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? I'm gonna
right.
put my eyelids on and my hair on, and I'm gonna do all of that. I might not feel it on the inside, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
sometimes you do stuff outwardly to help you inwardly, and vice
That's right.
versa. You do inward work to help yourself outwardly. So just be encouraged, sis. We love you. We got your back.
Thank
We
you
love
all. Love you all
you.
too.
Ashe, love and light.
Ashe.
So we're gonna close it out with this. So as I bid good night, good night, Lord help me. As I say bye-bye, have a great day. We're gonna talk about the I am affirmations.
I am. Yes, I am.
I am. Could you tell me the name of the song?
Everything.
This song,
No, the Big Frida song.
Yeah.
Explode.
Flow?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
it's called Explode.
Okay, I got it.
Yep, I'm gonna post that one, and I'm gonna post this one. I am affirmations on the page, on the Indigo Rising page, so you guys can pull it from YouTube. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Is that a Facebook?
Hey.
How do I find you on that page?
It's a Facebook page. It's Indigo Rising with a Z, Healing Through Wholeness. I'm there.
Okay, so the group page, right?
Just you can go into the group or you can go onto the page.
Okay.
Will you post that? Will you send that to us?
I surely can.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, you
go
guys,
on.
take care. Have a great day. And we look
Francina,
how we ending on time all the time, y'all.
Francina, I would like to send like my sister is doing.
Say that one more time.
I would like to give you my sister's number, so I like my sister to join.
Okay, perfect.
Her
Perfect.
link.
Hold on, let me get it right now. I'm gonna write it down. Hold on. Don't hang up.
I'm not.
What's the number?
Just a second, I'm getting it right now.
All right. Thank you, Patrice, for coming in. Thank you for your words of wisdom.
Oh, Ashe, you're welcome.
I'm so glad you made it in today, sis. You're so necessary. Your voice is such a blessing. Come on,
Okay,
sis.
I got it. Got it.
Mhm.
Oh boy. It's so keep this. The number is 707
707 628.
yes,
Uh-huh.
0303. I mean 0302.
Okay, so 707 628 0302.
Yes, thank you.
What's her name?
Brenda Francis.
Brenda. All right. Yes, I will put her on the list.
Please do. She could benefit very much from
Ashe.
you
Ashe.
all.
I'm so glad to see you here too.
I'm so glad that all the ladies opened up today.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting that process. The group was the group was made to be, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
to open up to our needs.
Ashe. Ashe. And you're right. I'm so glad because normally I always say, here, let me turn off the recording. I say,